What is going on, fight fans? So today we have a quick clip of Terence Crawford as he gives his feelings of the performance with Shakur Stevenson when Shakur Stevenson went up against Artem Haratunian. Right, that last name always gets me. It's basically what we've been saying here on the channel. It's not a knock, right? When I talk about this, when I say, you guys, some people that watch boxing don't actually like boxing, or even people that talk about boxing, you would think they know what they're seeing, but they've never boxed before. They've never actually studied film in a deep way where they're trying to understand the setups and things of that nature. There's a lot of people that just know it for its simplicity. How simple, like, oh man, he knocked him out. Man, he hit him with a combo, right? Like, they don't know how he set the combo up. They don't know how they came up with the combo based off of like feints and things that they were doing earlier on, or traps and things that they were setting up in the first 4 rounds that they triggered in the 8th. Like, they don't see none of that. They just see the moment that the cool stuff happened, right? And that goes to even YouTubers that watch boxing and talk about boxing. Because a lot of times, just because they got a lot of following, or just because they've been talking about it since the heydays, right? Since all the way back in like 2010, 2011, just because they've been doing that, they think that automatically gives them like this super maximum credibility where they could just, they're always the one that are right? They're always correct because they get the most views, or they get a lot of views, or whatever, or they've been doing it since 2010 or whatever it is. But the truth is, no, you could easily not know what you're talking about, number one. Number two, if you can't watch the sport without it having a knockout, or people getting like blasted all the time where they're like, everybody is crazy punches and stuff like that. If you can't enjoy the sport without that happening, then you just essentially do not enjoy boxing. What you enjoy is fighting. You like to see fights, which can break out in boxing, yes, where there's no longer a strategy. Sometimes they just go, you hit me, I hit you, you hit me, I hit you. That happens sometimes, and I know fans love to see that. But it's okay to like those things, but also still be able to enjoy when someone is cleanly outboxing someone else. Shakur Stevenson was cleanly outboxing Artem, and it's okay to watch that if you're a true boxing fan and enjoy that, right? I've said it. You could watch the knockout stuff and just like people getting blasted and all of that, and you could enjoy that, but to not be able to also enjoy somebody outboxing somebody else, walking them down while making them miss, having like laser precision punches, not being able to enjoy that as well means that you're not enjoying the deep elements of the sport itself. You're not enjoying the other layers to it. You're just enjoying this surface layer, this top layer, where what you see is what you get, but you're not enjoying everything else and what it takes to do the things that Artem did. That Shakur did to Artem. So let's take a quick look at that clip with Terence Crawford and see what he has to say. What is his feelings about Shakur's performance? Because remember, Terence Crawford was giving him some tips and pointers in that ESPN Final Access. Man, I don't know what that thing is called. It has a really weird name. Overtime or something like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the Crawford clip real quick. Also, I do want to point out before we watch that clip, right here, Shakur Stevenson is saying Here, constructive criticism without trying to down a dude. Salute OG. I can't wait to get back in the gym and get back to work. Thank you. So Roy Jones is criticizing Shakur, but he's still, acknowledging that Shakur is still a really good fighter, very good fighter, one of the best fighters. And Shakur, as contrary to what everybody's been saying, that he just doesn't listen, man. It don't matter who they are, right? Contrary to what people have been saying, he clearly listening over here, putting the muscle arm up, saying salute OG. He listening to Roy Jones. He listening to Roy Jones. But I bet you're not gonna see no YouTubers that are saying he doesn't listen do a video on him listening. Of course not. But why? That's a waste of time. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it real quick. Hold on. All right, this is from Sour Av Mel. I don't know where the original clip came from, if this is the original clip. So hopefully this is not someone else's clip, but let's take a look at what he says, because I do like to give credit to people. I'm not a person that doesn't like to give credit when people do put stuff up. All right, here we go.
Does it pain you to watch him kind of, in some ways, be underappreciated and under-recognized, or you look at that as just like, oh, this is just part of the business, all of us have to go through this?
All the greats have been through those type of adversity moments. People talk bad about Floyd Mayweather. Mm-hmm. People talk bad about me. People talk bad about Ali. People won't talk bad about the great ones. They want him to be basic. They want him to sit in front of a guy and slug it out with him, for they can say, oh, that was a great fight. That was a wonderful fight. Shakur Stevenson got his head banged out, but he won the fight. Mm-hmm. That's what they want. Mm-hmm. But that's not the name of the game. The name of the game is called boxing for a reason. Hit and not get hit. I think people need to look up the definition of boxing. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of people that claim they know boxing and they follow boxing, and they got their YouTube channels and they got their podcasts, but they really don't know boxing. Yeah, they watch boxing, but they don't even know what they're watching half of the time. They look at boxing and they say, well, he wasn't fighting. Oh, I want to see a good fight. Oh, I want to see these two guys fight. It's always fighting. But that ain't the name of the game. It's called boxing. Why don't they say, oh, I want to see Tank box Shakur? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a boxing match, not a fighting match. If you want to watch fighting, then there's other things like UFC. They fight. They use their feet. They use, the elbows. They kick you. They do a lot of things. But when we talking about the martial arts of boxing, it's a science to boxing. And I just want people to, know the definition of boxing.
All right, perfect. Let me see something, make sure you guys saw that pretty clear. All right, you guys saw that pretty clear. All right, so need I say more? Right? I think Terence Crawford literally hit it right on the head. All of my sentiments when it comes to like other people on Twitter, other people talking about the sport, and only wanting the bloodlust of like brutality, right? Not caring so much about setups, not caring so much about strategy, not caring so much about mind games, not caring so much about reads and things that are built up throughout the fight, seeing those things get built up throughout the fight and then seeing execution. It's all just about, I want to see the brutality of it. And he does make a good point too. We've talked about Floyd, Floyd getting criticized in the past, right? The Baldomir fight is the perfect fight to compare to the Artem fight, because the Baldomir fight with Floyd Mayweather, Baldomir had like 6 losses or 7 losses at the time. He was supposed to be nowhere near Floyd, right? The next fight after that, Floyd fought Oscar De La Hoya. So he was supposed to be nowhere near Floyd's caliber of fighter, right? right? Floyd was supposed to completely knock him out and just like make it easy, right? But then Floyd outboxed him and people booed him, and Larry Merchant even said this isn't particularly entertaining, and people were leaving in the 10th and 11th round. Is this what you're about, right? So there was like that same thing that's happening with Shakur Stevenson, where people are pointing out that people are leaving, where people are saying that it ain't entertaining, was the same thing that happened to him versus the Baltimore fight. And another curious thing with Crawford is him mentioning himself being criticized. This is the thing that I'm talking about when it comes to boxing. If they like you, the glass is half empty. It's half full. If they don't like you, the glass is half empty. Terence Crawford has literally knocked everybody out at 147, even the knockoutable people like Sean Porter. He's KO'd every single person. No one has gone the distance with Terence Crawford at 147. Until he fought Errol Spence, people still criticized him. Because when you're knocking everybody out, you know what they're saying? You're not fighting nobody good. Your resume is weak. And he was undisputed. He one division below 147 at 140, he was undisputed. But it didn't matter. They still, if they don't like, here's the thing. If they don't like you, they're gonna say that they're gonna find something. It doesn't matter. Now, if they like Terence Crawford, oh man, he's knocking everybody out at 147. He's a beast. That's boxing. Because there's such an air of subjectivity. You can pretzel a narrative about a fighter any way you like. Any way you like. So many people love Errol, and because Errol Spence's nemesis was Crawford, they just by default hated Crawford. So, and Crawford is giving you the fights that you want to see. Nobody is getting going to the 12th round with Crawford. He's knocking everybody out. Yet it's still not enough for you not to criticize him. So why is Shakur gonna waste his time trying to get a knockout and do all this every single time when y'all still gonna find something to talk about? Because at the end of the day, it's just you just don't like him. So it doesn't even matter what he does. But also, you're showing your true colors when it comes to the sport itself. You're showing that you don't really know what you're watching, and you don't. Because if you did know how intricate it was and how deep it can get, you would 100% be more. You would love when like I love the Floyd Mayweather versus Baltimore fight. I thought that fight was fire. The amount of the many ways that Floyd made Baltimore miss him, and how he was like putting together punches while making him miss at the same time, it was just beautiful to me. But you won't appreciate that if you don't understand how difficult that is to do, how hard it is to be able to have somebody figured out that well. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. More fighters are coming out. Even Corey Spinks was interviewed, and he's talking in the same vein as Terence Crawford. More fighters are coming out now in Shakur Stevenson's defense, because they understand that the art of boxing is getting disrespected. It really is, right? He talked about fighting. I mean, UFC literally, it says ultimate fighting champion, so that is fighting, right? You could choke somebody, you could elbow somebody, like he said, you could kick somebody, but boxing, you boxing. So I mean, yeah, sometimes a fight breaks out in a boxing fight, but if you can't watch it and enjoy the boxing part, then you don't like boxing. You just like fights, and that's okay, but stop acting like you like boxing. That's all I'm saying, because you don't. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and end it there. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Terence Crawford is right, or you think he's wrong? You don't even have to think I'm right. Do you think Terence Crawford is wrong for the things that he's thinking? Let me know down in the comment section below. Until the next one, guys. Peace out.